Hello, I do apologise for that. The screen completely froze, right? Nothing to do with me. It's the laptop I'm using. I've got a bad signal here. If it happens again, I will use other means to get my broadcast on, all right? So I will not be stopped. Not by this, not by the crap technology that I have to deal with. Sometimes it works perfectly, but this time it sometimes goes wrong. But anyway, on with the quiz. Right, I managed to get to number 17, but I'll repeat the question again, okay? Question 17. Colin Baker made his debut in the Twin Dilemma, but how many months was it before? Sorry, yeah, I, sorry, I'm on Sylvester McCoy. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm on Sylvester McCoy. True or false? Did Sylvester McCoy had to do his own regeneration scene? Is it true or false? He had to. Right, final question. I've reached it. Question 20. How many adventures did Sylvester McCoy play as the Doctor? Is it A, 10? Is it B, 12? Or is it C, 13? Right, that's the end of the Doctor Who quiz questions. Now for the Doctor Who quiz question answers. So here we go. So if you missed what happened on the first stream where it completely froze, I did about 17 questions. I finished them off on here. You have to watch the other stream to see what the Doctor Who questions. But I'm going to repeat them on here so you won't miss anything. Okay. Right. Okay then. The first question I asked was in the Doctor Who quiz question. Here's the answers. Right. The first one was on William Hartnell. How many episodes did William Hartnell appear in over 3 seasons? I asked, was it 120 episodes, 126, 140? The answer is 126. Excuse me for that. In question 2, in the William Hartnell era, how many adventures did the Daleks appear, and can you name the adventures? Right. Was it A, 5? Was it B, 7? Or was it C, 6? The answer is 5, and I'll name them for you. The Daleks, the Dalek invasion of Earth, Mission to the Unknown, The Chase, and Dalek Master Plan. The Mission to the Unknown didn't feature the Doctor or his companions. This was basically the Daleks and the conspirators. I think this was prologue leading on to the Dalek Master Plan. But anyway. Moving on, unnecessary information for you. Question 3. Which adventure did Jamie McCrimmon... We're moving on to the Patrick Troughton era, so I'll keep you informed. Moving on to question 3. Which adventure did Jamie McCrimmon join the TARDIS? Which adventure was it? The answer is The Highlanders, 1966. He was only as a guest, but he eventually ended up being written into the story. Right, question 4. When did the second Doctor meet the intelligence for the first time? What adventure did the second Doctor, meet the intelligence for the first time? The story was called The Abominable Snowman. Okay. Question 5. How many episodes did the War Games have? That's Patrick Troughton's final adventure as the Doctor. How many adventures was the War Games? How many episodes was the War Games from these 3? 8, 10, or 12 episodes? The answer is 10. Okay. Question 6. We're moving into the John Pertwee era from 1970 to 1974. You could argue 1969 because he would have filmed it in 1969, but it got televised and broadcast in 1970 when it went on television in January 1970. Okay, then, but 1970-74. After one season, Caroline John, who played Liz Shaw, was replaced. But what was the reason she was replaced by Katie Manning? Here's the 3. Was she pregnant? Was her contract only for the one season? Or was it because her character came across as too intelligent and basically they felt that the audience wouldn't understand because the Doctor and Liz were on the same sort of coherent level? So the answer is her character came across as too intelligent. They wanted a younger actress who could relate to the audience. When the Doctor was talking to her, she would say, but Doctor, what does this do? You know, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Right, here we go. Question 7. The Silurians were cousins of which other alien foe? That's sort of how can I say it? More from the sea. Yes, the Sea Devils. They were actually related, but like the same tree but different branches, if you know what I mean. Right. 8. Which adventure did the Doctor first visit the planet Metabilis 3? Which adventure did the Doctor first visit the planet Metabilis 3 when he got that blue crystal? The answer is the Green Death. Right, moving on to Tom Baker era, 1974 to 1981. Here we go. How many episodes did Tom appear in? Was it A, 172? Was it B, 176? Was it C, 180? The answer is 172. That's without Sharda. Remember Sharda? That never got broadcast. They made it into a DVD, animation, and the actual footage, but that is not classed. That didn't get classed as Tom Baker's adventure, but otherwise it'd be 176. Question 10. Which adventure did Sarah Jane finally leave the show? The answer is Hand of Fear. Right, question 11. True or false? Was the deadly assassin based on a film called The Manchurian Candidate? And the answer is yes, it was, because Doctor Who sometimes used to do some copies from old films and used to put it down as an idea, like the Brain of Morbius was based on a Frankenstein, or the Planet of Evil was based on Forbidden Planet, and this was no different. The Deadly Assassin was based on the Manchurian Candidate, the film made in 1962. Fantastic story. I thought it was a great one. The master makes it returns, but he's sort of completely disheveled, completely burnt up. His last regeneration, he's come to the end of his cycle, and he's got this hood. He looks like Skeletor. But it's a great performance, and it's a great rapport between him and the Doctor. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, so that is one of the best. I'd say that was one of the great episodes in the classic era, along with Genesis of the Daleks. Right, and remember that was without an assistant. Yeah, remember there's no assistant in that one. Tom Baker actually went to uh, uh, what's his name? Philip Hinchcliffe, that's it, and says, I could do this show without an assistant. But Philip says, you can't do that. We need an assistant to explain to the audience what's going on. I know you could do it, Tom, but we need an assistant because it appeals to the male sort of audience as well. Anyway, never mind. So that's where am I? Yeah, that's it. Question 11. That was it's based on the 1962 film, The Manchurian Candidate, starring Frank Sinatra and Lawrence Harvey. Okay. Question 12. Did Tom Baker, before he got the part, work on a building site? True or false? The answer is true. He used to hod carry bricks up the ladders and stuff like that. Yeah, he'd have a fag in his mouth. He'd be one of the lads going to the pub. But during 2 weeks that they didn't know what was going on, Tom had to keep quiet about his he was appointed Doctor Who, but he wasn't allowed to say anything to anybody. And it was very hard for him because he was so excited. He wanted to tell everybody that he'd finally cracked it from obscurity to popularity. That's what he wanted. He wanted that. He didn't want to live in he was having a bad time for 2 years. Remember, he didn't get any roles in or anything for 2 years. I think he did The Millionaires, and then he started getting other films like Sinbad and great films like that. But anyway, that is the reason. Yes, he did work on a building site to make ends meet. Right, moving on to the Peter Davison era, the 1981 to 1984 era. Here we go. Question 13. Peter Davison had worked with a former Doctor Who before in All Creatures Great and Small. Which actor was that? It's an episode 1980. This was before Peter Davison became Doctor Who. It was Tristan Farman then. And a former Doctor Who had been Doctor Who, was no longer in Doctor Who, was in that episode. Was it John Pertwee, Tom Baker, or Patrick Troughton? Well, it's obviously not Tom Baker, is it? So the answer is Patrick Troughton. He played a hobo type wandering from town to town with his dog, and his dog got ill, and it was up to James Herriot to sort of make him better. But sadly, I think he passed away. He didn't make it. It was a sad episode. I saw it. It's fantastic. But Patrick Trout was brilliant. You know, you wouldn't have recognised him in all that trampy gear he was wearing, a hat, and he looked like someone that crawled out of the dustbin. But really good actor. I could see how he got the part of Doctor Who. Right, brilliant. And also another story to tell you about why Peter Davison and Patrick Troughton were filming for the Five Doctors. This is true. This Peter bumped into Patrick in the car park, the BBC car park, and Patrick says, "How long you wanted to know? Are you still doing the Doctor Who thing? How long are your contracts are on?" He says, "Well, next year." And he says, I would have done 3 years." And he said, "Exactly how I would have felt after 3 years. Get out," he says, "because otherwise you'll find it hard to get any work whatsoever because you'll be stereotyped." That's what he said. That's what he took on board. And that's what he did. He did 3 years. He actually nailed the part as Doctor Who Peter Davison in the case of Androzani, but it came too little too late, I'm afraid. So anyway, but fantastic adventure nevertheless. So anyway, that's the answer. It was Patrick Troughton. Right, okay, and question 14. What's the connection between Peter Davison and David Tennant? What is the connection between Peter Davison and David Tennant? Well, if you're from the planet Mars, you probably wouldn't know. But if you live on planet Earth, you will know. David Tennant and Peter Davison are related because of marriage. Peter Davison is actually Peter Moffat, so there's a clue. The what connects them together is Georgia Moffat. Georgia Moffat is Peter Davison's daughter from, I think it's Sandra Dickinson. He used to be married. He's not married. I think he divorced her. She had this squeaky voice, type of thing. She was a good singer, and that's her daughter. She married David Tennant, and that's what joins them together. That's what connects them. Peter Davison and David Tennant are connected by Georgia Moffat. Right, okay, then I thought I'd share that unimportant information with you. So moving on, here we go. Thank you, SK Collective, for joining me. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Here we go then. What's next? Oh yes. How many companions did the Fifth Doctor have? How many companions did the Fifth Doctor have? The answer is 5. You got Tegan, Adric, Nyssa, Turlough, Perry. If you count Chameleon, which I don't, it would be 6. But it was completely and utterly useless. They couldn't do anything with him, and I think they thought that he was going to be some sort of canine type, but he wasn't. He could hardly move. It was a joke, and I think they killed it off quickly by blowing it up or something in Planet of Fire. Anyway, so as far as I know, 5 companions. Right, question 16. We're moving on to the Colin Baker era. These are the answers to this question. Colin Baker had appeared in another sci-fi show along with the same actor who appeared in his show. Who was that actor? Who was that actor? Remember, Colin Baker wasn't Doctor Who then. He appeared in that famous science fiction show, but then that science fiction show came to an end. Colin Baker was the Doctor in his new show, and that actor played a guest part in Colin Baker's show. So I think you're getting the idea. The answer is Paul Darrow. He played Kerr Avon when he was popular with Blake Seven. Colin Baker was not unknown, but wasn't known as well as he became when he became the Doctor. And he played Barble the Baben. That's it, Baben the Butcher or something like that. In that episode, and then he played the Doctor and Paul Darrow. I think it was what was it called? Time Lash. That's it, Time Lash. That's where Paul Darrow made a guest appearance. He was devious in that as well. Okay then. Well, it looks like I'm all right. That happens. I'll give you an instance. Sometimes it happens. When you do a first live stream, sometimes the whole thing goes wrong. It just freezes up. Then I do a second one, and the bloody thing works, and I don't have any problems, no freeze like that or anything. As you can see, I'm moving quite easily. You can understand me, hopefully. So no problem there. I'm quite satisfied with that. So I think I'll be all right with this. Right, where are we up to? Yeah, that's right. I'm on. That's right, number 16. I've done that one. Kerrhaven, Paul Darrow. Remember, that was the answer. Right, number 17. Colin Baker made his debut in the Twin Dilemma, but how many months was it before he returned again in the Attack of the Cybermen? Was it 8 months? Was it 10 months? Or was it 12 months? The answer is 10 months. When we saw Colin Baker in the first adventure, that came on the back of the case of Angiosani, and it was a sort of powder puff of an episode to be polite about it. It wasn't very good, and it wasn't a good way to introduce Colin Baker either as the Doctor. But he came back in the Attack of the Cybermen, and that was, in my opinion, what they should have done with Colin Baker's episode. Wait until 1985 before release it. But obviously, JNT, who's a showrunner, wanted to introduce him right away, which is a bad idea, especially when you've got a good episode like the case of Angiosani. Anyway, that's the answer. 10 months. Right, moving on. We're on the last two here. Question 19. This is a Sylvester McCoy era. True or false? Sylvester McCoy had to do his own regeneration scene. True or false? The answer is true, he did. This is because Colin Baker had a run-in with the BBC about, what they did to him. We all know what happened, the hiatus, and he was the fall guy. John Nathan Turner kept his job, and poor old Colin was the scapegoat. And the BBC had the cheek to, or shall I say, John Nathan Turner asked him, "Could you do the regeneration scene?" You know what Colin Baker's going to say to that. So what they did was they got Sylvester McCoy in a Harpo Marx bloody wig, for God's sake, and it was absolutely ludicrous because you could see it was Sylvester McCoy. All they did was put a massive bright light on his face, and then they dimmed it out, and it looked like and then you could see that the wig was false as well. It was crap. It was a crap regeneration. It's almost embarrassing to watch, but anyway, yes, he did do his own regeneration. So coming up to the final question, here we go. How many adventures did Sylvester McCoy actually do in his tenure as the Doctor between 1987 and 1989? The answer from these three is either 10 episodes, 12 episodes, or 13 episodes. Well, it would be 13 if you include Paul McGann, the Doctor Who, the movie, because he made a cameo in that, didn't he? But no, I'm not going to accept that. I will only accept 12 because he did 3 in the first season, 3 in the second. Sorry, he did 4 in the first season. Let's see. No, I got it wrong. He did 4, 12. I got it wrong. I'm sorry. I do apologise. I've got it totally wrong. Let's see. He did 4 episodes. Yeah. So I'd say 12, 16. Then he did, I can't remember. It's only, see, 4, 8, 12. He did 12 adventures. Sorry. I was thinking of episodes. I do apologise. The answer is 12, right? Because I was thinking of the 3-parters and all that. Forget that. So it was 12 episodes, the answer. Right. How did you do? Did you do well on that? Well, it's only a bit of fun. I thought I'd add that in to celebrate my celebration of my 7th resolution. So anyway, I'm going to move on to the top 10 YouTubers I recommend. These are people, nothing to take away from anybody else. I'm sorry I haven't mentioned you. We all know about the big ones: Bolstrek, Critical Drinker, and Nerdrotic, many others like them. But I want to go with these ones. They're not in any order. So, at the end of the day, just basically, I recommend these to go and follow because they're very good. So we'll start with the first one, SenseSphere. Number 2 is Pop Culture Minefield, for obvious reasons. Nothing biased about it. Number 3 is Desperoo. Desperoo, heard of him? He actually does a lot of comedy as he's watching his videos. In other words, he's taking the Mickey. He takes the Mickey out of the Acolyte and stuff like that, Doctor Who it is currently. But he's very good and he's very comical and he's very witty as well. So I recommend you take a look at his channel. Number 4 is The Legend of the Travelling TARDIS. That's run by someone I know called Christian Basil. He has a lot of guests on there. When I was on there, I think there was an astronomer on there. I forgot her name. They were doing astronomy, space and stuff. So that's quite interesting. But he's really his strong subject is Doctor Who. But yes, I thoroughly recommend that channel. Uh, 5 is Mr. H Reviews. Yes, very intelligent, very, very down to earth, and very straight to the point. Number 6, Will of the Fans. You probably know him. He wears a baseball cap. Very comical, but very, very serious on what he believes in. He has a panel all the time, so I'd advise you to take a look at that one. Will of the Fans. Very good. He gets to the point. He doesn't mess about. He tells you what the shill media won't. So there you go. Number 7 is Admiral Teague. For obvious reasons, he made me moderate on his YouTube channel, but nothing to take away from him. He is an avid Star Trek fan, so he talks Star Trek, whether it's Voyager or the movies or the modern day Star Trek or the classics. He's what I call an expert on Star Trek. Another one is deleted scenes. He does all sorts. He covers everything from movies. He has a good panel on there, and he does answer your questions when you type them and you want them to be said on the screen. He'll show them. So he's another one I recommend. Outlaw Bill, he's into the westerns and all sorts of stuff. He has his own watch along, so you can watch along. He describes it as you go along, like I do sometimes. And finally, the Comic Relief Crusader, number 10. So that is that. Comic Relief Crusader. Yes, he's a good channel. I'd thoroughly recommend it. He does talk a bit politics, but it's only to do with comics and stuff like that. So he likes his comics as much as I like a glass of water and my tobacco and my coffee. Okay. So I just got another one. Maybe it'll just crash again. Right, I'm hoping I don't crash, so I can show you my scripts that I've been doing. Remember that? Yeah. Uh, if it does go off, I'll do another live stream on another device because that way it won't go off. It's always on the laptop, but I always say the second time I do it, I don't have any trouble. As you can see, I'm still here after 23 minutes. That's after 10 of them were taken away from me on the first screen, but it's still there. But sadly, it just froze out. So I thought there's no point. I'll come back and do another one. So anyway, this one is the Ripper story. It's called The Dark Lord. This is from my Vanacek, The Dark Hunter. So I'm going to go through it, the characters once again, all right? Are you ready? Peter Vanacek is the main character. Avros is his editor. Vanacek's boss wears a crisp suit, small in stature, dark hair. Jim Tight, the financial columnist who gets up Vanacek's nose because he's so weedy and so sly. He tries to muscle in on what Vanacek's been on an assignment. He tries to steal it. At the same paper, Vanacek, small round face, easily scared though, but yeah, he's in a nervous disposition, so Vanacek knows how to play him. Steve, he works downstairs in the developing room. John Allen is a detective, leading investigator into murders, tall, stern, and looking. Number 4, the next one is Samantha Collins, a rival journalist to Vanacek's paper. Vanacek's friend, quite a large build. She eats a lot of food, but that is to do with the amount of moving around, from town to town for a story. So she's very big bones, but the food she eats is probably the energy that keeps her on the go. I didn't mean any disrespect to fat people. Okay, then. The Ripper himself is a blackguard, dark beard and moustache, looks not of this period, wears an old fashioned cape and black top hat, always wears black clothing. There you go. So there is my. Right, I'm going to try and show you it so you can see it. All right. Can you see it? I'll just move it away slightly. There we are. Just about make it. I'll just go up there. That's my character development sheet. Okay. Right, moving on. I did say I'd read some of it and I'll do it. So here we go then. Here's the setting. Scene one. The scene opens with a view of Big Ben and the city around it. Peter Vanacek is sat on a train looking out the window. He holds a tape recorder in one ear and starts talking. Then you hear the voiceover. If by chance you happen to be in the metropolis of London between May the 15th and June the 16th of this year, you would have had a very good reason to be terrified. Vanacek continues to stare out of the window as the voiceover continues. During this period, London was being stalked by a horror so frightening, so fascinating, it ranks within the great mysteries of all time. Vanacek slowly moves his head away from the window and talks straight into his tape recorder as the voiceover continues. Here we go. It's been the fictional subject of novels, plays, films, and even an opera. Now, here are the true facts. End of scene, blackout, fade out, shall I say, into the crime scene. So there it is. That's the first one. Right, the setting. Now we move into the setting. It's a bar in Soho in London. There's a dressing room of one of the workers of the, at bar. In the centre of the room, there is a dressing table with a mirror on it. A chair is positioned at the dressing table in line with the mirror. At Rise, a young girl around 19 years old is dancing. She has long brown hair, an energetic smile, and is wearing only glitter knickers. In other words, it's a striptease bar. Right, and then Vanacek, with a voiceover, says, May the 15th, 3 a.m., across the nightlife in Soho to a place called the Blue Rooms. Sarah Collins, stripper, had just finished her last performance. The girl stops dancing and heads towards her dressing room. Vanacek voiceover continues. I really mean her last performance. The door of the dressing room opens and we see the girl putting on her dressing robe. She turns to sit in the chair with a mirror in front of her. She sees the reflection of a man standing behind her. As she turns and screams, the man lunges forward, pulling out a sword and slices through the girl several times. The man then exits through the dressing room door. We do not see his face as the man walks towards the exit of the bar. The heavy on the security walks into the girl's dressing room to check she is okay. After seeing her dismantled body, he turns towards the man. Right. He says, Hey, grab that guy. The security guard is joined by several other members of security, and a fight breaks out as they attempt to grab the man. One security guard is thrown through a window, one is thrown over the bar and is thrown against the wall. That's another man. The man reaches the exit of the bar and runs out of view. Then we have the voiceover. May the 18th, 11:40, 3 days later, Soho again. Jane Swift, 5 foot 3 inches, weighs 11 pounds, 111 pounds. Hobbies, riding horses, collecting crystals. Jane wanted to be successful. She should have settled for being alive. A girl comes out the stairs from a Soho club. A dark figure is watching from above and jumps down from a tall building, landing on his feet and producing a sword. The girl raises her arms and screams. We see the Kate Black of the man as he lunges towards the girl with his sword. Blackout, fade out, as they say in camera terms, and end of scene, Act 1. So there you have it. What do you think? Do you like it? It's a long way to go. I can't read it all out because we'll be here all bloody night. But basically, what it is my script. I'm reading it to you now. So I thought I'll save the best for last, better than some quiz anyway. So anyway, just 1 second. I do apologise. I dropped something. So I'll go through this one more bit because I want to get to the actual dialogue, if I can, if I may. Right, scene 3: an office of the London Independent News Service (LINS). Vanacek appears scruffy and unkempt. At Rise, a train passes by revealing an old building with the initial LINS. Vanacek is walking furtively towards the building and enters. Then Vanacek's voice the Vanacek voiceover appears. May the 24th, 9 a.m. Anton Stavros and I were debating my coverage of the robbery at the bank trusted with many people's money. Thieves had escaped with £5 million for reasons that I have never been able to understand. Stavros was always confusing my reporter's clever ingenuity with what he calls high-handed lunacy. Stavros leans towards a sweet jar on the desk of the office and knocks it over. Stavros turns to face Vanacek and starts pointing at him. He raises his fist at Vanacek, who waves his finger in objection. Here we go. This is the script. This is the dialogue. Vanacek says, "I did not state that I was." He gestures with his arms to suggest something. Vanacek continues, "A police officer." Vanacek folds his arms and pauses. Stavros, his boss, says, "Well, you acted like a police commissioner. You commandeered a private automobile. You had people under arrest." Stavros moves around impatiently and gestures wildly. Vanacek stands quite relaxed. Right, moving on to page 5 of this. Vanacek. "Well, they were interfering. Because of them, I missed one of the biggest stories of the year. I placed them under citizen's arrest. That's my right." Vanacek moves forward and points his finger towards Stavros. Stavros replies, "I have a few rights too, and I plan on exercising them right now." The sound of a train interrupts Stavros as he has to pause unwillingly. He stares upwards in despair until the noise dies away. Stavros continues, last night even, in one brief moment of total madness, you managed to tear apart some of the lies that this newspaper built up over many years with the police department and the police commissioner. He hates you, by the way, a lot." Vanacek stands with his hands on his hips. He looks down. Vanacek says, "Okay." He plays with his tie. Vanacek continues, "What's the bottom line?" He looks up hopeful. "Bottom line, Peter," Stavros says. Stavros closes his eyes and pinches his nose. Stavros continues, "Miss Jenny went on vacation this morning." Stavros turns to look at Vanacek. Scene 4 setting inside the offices of the LNIS building at Vanacek's desk. Vanacek at Rise. Vanacek is sat at his desk. His colleagues walk towards Vanacek's desk carrying an armful of letters. Colleague sarcastically to Vanacek, "Good morning, Miss Jenny." Vanacek looks up from the paperwork on his desk and he says to this lad, Stephen, "Go play with your pimples." The colleague walks away with a smug grin. He moves out of the path of Stavros, who is walking with his hands in his pockets towards Vanacek's desk. Vanacek is sulking. Stavros, how's it going? Vanacek, softly, have you read these? He points to the pile of letters with the left hand. He picks up a yellow letter, now frustrated. Stavros, nodding nervously, sure I have. Vanacek replies, Dear Jenny, when a person has been doing something personal with another person and she finds out that the same thing has been going on with other persons, many of whom are personal friends or relatives, what is a person to do? Exactly. Vanacek throws a letter down onto his desk in anger. Right, number 7, I'm moving on. Stavros laughingly laughs. Ha ha ha. Sure, you got a few screwballs, but by the large of these are mostly sincere people. Vanacek says dubiously. Stavros, they're just bewildered. That's all, confused. Vanacek pulls a face, shakes his head, and pretends to agree. He visibly irritated. Stavros continues. Now, Peter, all I want are some simple, honest answers, homespun, grassroots. Vanacek replies, homespun, grassroots. You mean don't go for Pulitzer. Stavros, enthusiastically, right. Vanacek, sarcastically, right. Uh, Stavros says, answer every letter with a return envelope. Now, look, this is only for a week, Peter, just until Miss Jenny gets back. Vanacek replies, yeah, sure. He turns away from Stavros. Stavros returns to his office. Right, I think you're getting the picture. Obviously, I'm not a brilliant character voice actor, so I can't do these voices, but I can work out what the gist is, the comedy here is. So I'm quite enjoying this. So I want to do one more, right? Carry on with the script. Just do one more page. It's so good. I like it. Remember, I wrote this and typed it, so it's all mine. Here we go. Dear Jenny, the three dumbest things are you, the column, the paper, and I'm overwhelmed by the accumulated dumbness. P.S. Do you have a cure for acne? A friend of mine has it. Jim Tight approaches Vanacek's desk. Tight says, hang in there, Miss Jenny. Tight laughs and walks away. Vanacek replies, let it all hang out uptight. Tight turns around to face Vanacek again. It's Jim Tight. Tight walks away furiously towards Stavros's office. Vanacek smiles and picks up another letter to read. Dear Jenny, since I last wrote to you, the man across from me on St. James's Park has come back. He's up to his old tricks again, prowling around at night in that foolish costume. He looks through me with his X-ray eyes. Can he kill with his eyes, or will they only make me sterile? Vanacek looks unenthusiastically at the letter and drops it onto the pile with the rest of the letters. He hits the desk with his hand and jumps up quickly. He puts on the jacket, his jacket that is, and hat, and rushes towards the exit where Stavros chases after him. Vanacek, where do you think you're going? Vanacek says, I'm going out. I can't stand it being here when the Ripper's on the loose. Right, that is my script. That is page 8. There's another 100. I mean, I could be all night. I love doing this. There's uh, another 100 to go. I can't stay here all night. I'm sure you get bored listening to me, but that is the gist. That is the gist. That is the Ripper story. As you said, it was a story to start off with. Now it's turned into a bloody screenplay. As you can see, I've put in everything from what he says. He sits down quietly. I put sarcasm, I put cynicism into it. So it gives the character a little bit more humor. So, anyway, that is what I did. I've done 3 stories. I've done 3 typings. They're all done. The other one is an alien story. They called The Invisibles, and the other one is called A Death Is Behind You, which is a zombie story. I explain that one another time. It's just basically a woman who's Haitian. Has been murdered by the mafia. Her son has been murdered by the mafia or the gangsters, and she takes revenge on them by using him to rise him up from the dead to kill them by getting hold of them and snapping their spines. I think you've got the gist of it. It's also called revenge. But anyway, that's that. So I thought I'd share with you this treat because I said I was going to do it, and I did it. I didn't do it on the first time. If you're just joining me, I must explain. This is my second stream. The first one cut out on me, but I think you're okay up to set. I did the quiz on there, so I did 17 questions. But all I've done is I started again. So this is part 2. So I thought I'd explain myself. Okay. So if you're just joining me, I appreciate that. Right. So far, I've let's see, my 7th resolution has been completed. It's getting 400 subscribers. So I'll just fill you in on the details. I've just done a Doctor Who quiz of 20 questions. It's complete now. I've just read out my screenplay on here. You probably just caught me doing it. And I was going through, I've done about 10 pages, so you might have missed it, but you won't miss it if you watch this live stream again. You'll be able to get the idea of what I was doing. Right, so I'm moving on to my final section. That is my hobby section. I said I'd show you 3 of my collections, which include Doctor Who merchandise, also my crystal collection, and also my dinosaur and superhero collection. All right, I've got them here. So we'll start off with Doctor Who, shall we? This one is David Tennant. There you go. Can you see that? He's on the stand. This is when he used to be good. As you can see, he's in his costume. Let me just twiddle it around a bit. There you go. And the good thing about this costume, this defies what the 10th Doctor stood for. There you go. It's all there. His pinstripe suit, his long brown coat, his hairstyle. So I'll just give you a quick look at that so you can see. There you go. Right, moving on. I've got my Matt Smith one now, so don't go away. I'll just go and get it for you. Here we are. There we are, Matt Smith. Without the fez. There you go. Right, moving on. I've got me Colin Baker with TARDIS. There you go. I'll bring it in a bit so you can see it. There you go. There it is. With the light at the top. I think it actually flashes on and off. I think but yes, it is battery operated, but I've got no batteries in it at the moment. So anyway, that's me TARDIS with Colin Baker. Now you want to see something else. What I consider a great box set. The Dalek Parliament Collection box set. There you go. Can you see that? And I'll take one out for you to show you. This one is called Necros Dalek. You would have seen this in Revelation of the Daleks. There you go. Can you see that? It's in its entirety. It's in a box, you see. I haven't quite. I'll see if I can open this one so I can show you in great detail. It's wired in. Let me just get it out for you. So this is from the Dalek Parliament box 1. I've got 2 boxes. I'll show you that one in a sec. Let me just do this first. I'll get it out. It's still stuck in there. God, I hate these things. I wish they made it. I think this is the miniature version, actually. I can't get it out. I can. I'm going to have to break it to do it. There we go. I promised you to show you in its entirety. And entirety I will. There you go. This is the Necros Dalek from Revelation. There you go. Nicely detailed, as you can see. Can you see that? There you go. Right, I'll put that over there. Right, that's from this box, as you can see. Right, I've got a second box here. I'll just show you that now. This is my second box collection of Daleks. This is Parliament Dalek 2. There you go. I'll open it up and I'll show you, okay? These ones are the same, but different Daleks. The same size, I mean. I think I can open this one up. No, I can't. But I'll show you anyway. I'm going to pull it out. I will break it open just to show you. I will not let wires defeat me. Right, so I've opened it up. Just get this damn wire off it, and then I'll show you it. It won't take 2 seconds. I think I've got it. Yes. Here we are. Oh, what one's this one called? This one is called, let me just see, Bomb Dalek. There you go. I didn't even have to look. I would have seen that. There you go. This is my Bomb Dalek. This is from a box set. I've got about 12 Daleks in each one. So there you go. Sorry, I've got to just get the angle right so I can show you. There it is in great detail. There you go. I'll just get it in a bit more so you can see it. Turn it around for you. Right, so that's my Dalek collection. Right, I'm going to show you something else now you might be interested in. Oh yeah, I've got another box set to show you. This is my Dalek. These ones wobble. You can put them down on the table and they start wobbling. They've got something at the bottom of it, makes it like Weebles. Remember the Weebles when you wibbly wobbly things? These ones are in its box set. They're miniatures as well. There you go, in its entirety. There you go. Brilliant. I don't want to get them out, but I think you got the idea. Right, I'm going to move on to something else I want to show you. Superheroes. I've got plenty of them. Batman, Superman. I've got a bag for it, you see. They're all in this bag. I've got dinosaurs as well. So there you go. There's a dinosaur. The Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'll let you see that quickly. Yeah, can you see that? In its entirety. Oh, I got the camera wrong. There you go. Yeah, you can see it now. Right. Also, Superman. There you go. Superman. There he goes. Superman. With his cape. What else have I got? Oh, Batman. Not forgetting Batman. Don't forget Batman. We just get this out quickly. There you go. It's better to show you that way. There you go. It's got a cape. Right, moving on. Another one. You know what this character is, don't you? It's the Incredible Hulk. Dr. David Banner. Here we go. In its entirety. I think the arms don't move on this one. No, it's solid all the way through. Sadly, I would have liked to show you. I've got some more here I want to show you. I've got Triceratops. There you go. Triceratops in its entirety. Let me just show you. Get it close to the camera. There you go. Stegosaurus. I've got one of them. What else have I got? Oh, I've got Iron Man. Yeah, remember him? Iron Man. Yeah, there you go. You like that? Just one more. I've got another one here. I forgot this one's name, but it doesn't matter. I think you'll know it by looking at it. There you go. What else have we got? Just get one more. I'm going to show you one more superhero because we've got loads of dinosaurs in it. Here it is. The Joker. There you go. The Joker. And there's plenty of people around like that, I can assure you. Right, so that's the end of the dinosaurs. I've just got one more thing to show you before I call it a day, because we're coming up to nearly 50 minutes. Plus, the other stream was about 15 minutes before it cut out, so I had to do this as a part 2, right? So it's all connected together. It's just a minute between the two of them. So anyway, I'm going to show you this one quick. This is my crystal collection, all right? There you go. Can you see? Oops, there you go. There's a heart. That's a pyrite. Can you see that? That's like fool's gold. There you go. Is it glistens? You see it? There you go. Let me have a look. I've got this one as well. The green aventurine. Not forgetting the obsidian, the Dalmatian. As you can see, it's got plenty of dots on it. These have been tumbled, by the way. They're not in their natural state, as you know. Here's another one. This is a citrine, as it's got swirls on it and stuff. This one's a bigger one, obviously. This one's a chalk. This is lime. So I hope you enjoyed it looking at these. There's another one here. And one more. I'll just show you one because I've got loads here. Loads. I collect them, by the way. I've collected them. But I'll show you this one. There you go. An Amazuli, I think it's called. It's the same as you know the braids they use in the Egyptians' tombs. Got that yellow and blue going down on their headgear. That's the same one. This is the same color, same material. There you go. Royal blue. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I do apologise if you saw my earlier stream and it's shot down. I do apologise for that. It's nothing to do with me. It's to do with signal. Sometimes the software can play up as well. I blame this laptop because it does that sometimes. The first time I use it, it completely crashes. Maybe it's to do with the time I'm using it, but I firmly believe that, you know, when you do the second one, it's completely okay because it's cleared of all problems. You know, the software clears itself, and that's probably why I've lasted without any glitch whatsoever. So I'll kid you not, the first one I started to do this. Exactly. And I couldn't work it out what was going on. I tried, there was a lot of bubbles coming up, you know, like pop-up messages, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. And I realized, oh yes, I do, because I saw this before. And what happened was it shut down. And then I had to reset the machine, and then it started to work again. So fabulously, no problems. I've gone for 52 minutes without a hitch. The other one, I got as far as 10 minutes, but that's why I've done this as a second part to the first one. So remember, if you want to listen to what I was talking about from the beginning, watch that stream first. Once it blanks out, then move on to this one. So so the two together, you'll see what I've been trying to show you. Do. I've done the quiz, the answers. I've shown you my hobbies, some of the collections. I've shown you my scripts I was talking about there. So if you missed that, you can catch it. I did read it. I did explain it. The one I was doing was about the Ripper. So you'll enjoy that one. The other one has been finished on the typing. I've done that. So it's now screenplay as well. Like I said, I'm going to probably post this off to an independent company because there's so many publicists out there that might take advantage of that. So I've got me patent right on it, so it's mine. It's got my name on it, so I won't get the copyright taken away from me. So it'll be mine. I created this. It's mine. All right. So anyway, enough nonsense. Also, if you just missed it, I just done my collection of Doctor Who, superheroes, dinosaurs, and crystals. Now, what I'm going to say to you, because while I've got a little bit of time left before I want to call it a day, I want to say thank you very much for following me on YouTube. I appreciate it very much. Without you, I wouldn't have nothing. Back in January, I started off with just under 100. And now, look at me now. I've got over 400. It's amazing. It's because I've been doing videos and videos and videos and videos, putting some good stuff up, science fiction, horror, sport, and you name it, various. and it's paid off. It's also paid off when I do live streams as well because people watch it. My last stream, the reason why there's not a lot of comments there is because of the cut off. A lot of people obviously gone to other live streams as well. That happens, you know. I'm not too bothered. I mean, you know, that's what choice is about. You know, you go to where you want to go to. I mean, I could bore you to death by talking all night. You know, that doesn't appeal to you at all, does it? No, of course not. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for following me on my channel. I will be putting some more videos up, right? So keep an eye on that. So hit that notification button underneath. Also for future videos. Also, if you like this channel, because I will do some more live streams. I do a lot of good stuff on here, and I want you to see it. You know, so it's not just a poxy idiot talking a load of old crap. You know what I mean? If you want to follow me, also hit the subscribe button because I really, really do need you. Because my next target. My next target is to get to 500. The reason why I need to get to 500 is the first part of the monetization of YouTube. It means that I will be able to get all these special bonuses that YouTube give you. You know, not. But before all that, I got nothing. You know. So anyway. That is what I got. I got the. I'll be able to use my mobile now to do live chat rooms, which is great. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for following me on YouTube. I also like to thank everybody for following me on Facebook, where I've got loads of groups. I like to thank everybody for following me on Twitter, where I've got over 1,000 followers. I also like to thank everybody on Instagram for following me because I have 1,000 followers on there. And I also like to thank everybody on TikTok for following me because I have 2,000 followers on there. Right. So there you have it. I will be doing some more stuff in the future. I will be loading up more videos here on YouTube. So stay with me. I hope you've enjoyed my Doctor Who quiz. I mean, to be honest with you, I spent about 2 hours on it. I didn't know what kind of questions to ask. It was very, very, very hard to do so. So anyway, I do miss the comments, but like I said, the comments probably dried up because of what happened on the first one. I appreciate that. I'm sorry about the software going on like that. It wasn't my fault. It just crashed. So I was never going to stop there. I was going to do it again. You know, when you don't succeed, try again. And I will persevere. I will do the live stream regardless. I advertise it for 7 o'clock. Sorry, because of the setting it up and everything. I do apologize for that. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed what I've had to show you. I'm off to one of the YouTube channels because I'm moderating on there. So that's great. So that's something else. I've also got to go on TikTok. I'm doing a show on there. I've also will be back here to do some more videos to upload them. So anyway, I'll say that one more time. I know you get bored and fucking pissed off with it. If you like what you see, future videos, hit the notification button. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Every subscription counts, I can guarantee you. And getting me close to 500 is a dream in itself. Okay, then, I don't want to bore you anymore. I hope you've enjoyed what I've had to do, what I've had to show, and what I've had to say. Well, had to do and what to show, not say. Anyway, thank you very much. I know an hour is quite a long time for me, but I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I do the watch alongs, they're quite good as well. I enjoy them. The Doctor Who watch alongs, like the last one I did, the watch along was Doctor Who and Planet of Spiders. That got a very good response. A lot of people enjoyed that one, and I did it on the 60th anniversary. You know, when Doctor Who was doing the 60th anniversary, and it was quite good. The reason why I haven't got as many people watching my live streams because there's other live streams out there, and I particularly picked this time because I knew the signal would be stronger. If I did it about 11 o'clock, the signal wouldn't be too strong, and I'd probably have trouble doing my live stream. So anyway, that's it from me. I think you've heard enough, haven't you? But I'd like to thank you for watching me. This is Lee Anthony Davis saying thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.